Hello, blind gamers. I'm back again, and we're going to be taking a look at a game that you might think is going to be a little bit inaccessible. You might think, how on earth can he cover this game with difficulty? But we can. The game we're looking at, as the title of the video says, is PGA Tour 2K23. Say that with a fresh set of false teeth, or after a few drinks in the clubhouse. But yeah, this is, as it says on the tin, a golf game. It uses some of the courses from the PGA Tour, with a few fictional tournament names. What it doesn't have, let's tell you from the get-go, this game does not have menu narration. This game does not feature the major tournaments, the Masters, the US Open, British Open, etc. What it does provide, though, is an almost playable golf experience for the blind and certainly for the visually impaired. And the way it works is controller vibration. I'm going to be playing the game on the PS5 rather than the Xbox, so all you Xboxers, you're going to have to translate all these buttons for yourself. I'm sorry about that, but I don't have any Xbox experience. So let's jump in, let's switch on the telly, and have a look at this. Okay, let's switch on. Now I will tell you, right off the bat, the menus in this game are awful. They are absolutely dreadful, which is such a shame, because as I say, this game is quite accessible, albeit accidentally. You won't be good straight away. It does require a lot of practice. There is a tutorial when you first launch the game, and I highly recommend playing it.
PGA 2K23.
It's the first game on my screen. I play this game a lot because I find it very relaxing.
PGA 2K23.
It's also very good for the brain. Keeps the brain racing along. So yeah, these menus, they are awful. As I say, there's no menu narration, and particularly on the career mode, it can be very, very dicey indeed. But I'm not going to delve into the career mode today. I'm just going to show you how to get to a local match. I will tell you where the career mode option is, but you will need sighted help to set that up, because you have to create a player from the ground up, and the menus do take a little bit of memorizing after that. A lot of it is just right on the D-pad and X, but you need to know when to press right on the D-pad and X, or you may find yourself stuck and customizing something you don't want to. So we're on the main screen here. I'm going to press R2 3 times, and X again, and again. Oh no, I think I need to. Yes, I do. Yeah, the loading times can be very frustrating as well. As I say, we're just going to play a local match here.
There.
Yeah, here we go.
John McCarthy, and I'm pleased to welcome you to PGA Tour 2K23. Hope you're doing all right. We start our day with a par 5 first hole.
That is good. I like a par 5. I'm going to turn the television up a little bit. So, par 5, for those of you new to golf, par is the set number of strokes it should take to complete a hole. Now, I've opted to use the left stick to swing my club. What I do on the driving shots, which is basically anything leading up to the green, is I hold my L1 button down, I'll push back on the stick, I'll release the L1 button, and I swing when I feel the controller start to vibrate. And that will usually shape my shot for me and aim it pretty well. So obviously, as a totally blind gamer, I can't see where I'm aiming the ball. There's no point in me adjusting it.
And this is around the 245-yard mark.
Okay, so we want a little more at the same. It's very important, you know, to flick that stick forward you don't want to smash it forward. It's a flick, but it's a very firm flick, like you're flicking a fly off something. I would say, or like you're strumming a string. You definitely want to pull that stick forward with quite a bit of velocity, and when you're leaning back, lean back gently. It's very important to get the timing right.
Third shot's looking like.
I'm going to try and talk you through a shot here. So, holding L1, back on the stick, pulling it towards me, releasing L1. Now, as soon as I felt that pad vibrate, and it's a chip shot, I can tell that because the sound has changed.
Here we go. This drops, we got a bird.
So we're going to be putting here, and putting is my weak point on this game. It is horrible. So this is where we change. We're going to use the left stick again, but rather than throw the stick forward, we're going to pull gently back on the stick, and the moment we feel the pad vibrate, we're going to very gently move the stick forward. Not slowly. It's that flick, like you're flicking a speck of dust off a window or an ornament or something. It's very, very gradual. Ooh. Yes!
Already under par.
Birdie.
It's just one hole into this one. Looking forward to see what we do with the rest of the day.
It is a great moment
Here on hole number
when you
2.
hit a birdie. I have actually hit a hole in one. Don't ask me how, but I did. When you pull that stick forward, as I say, make sure that the stick goes fully forward. Make sure that the controller has vibrated, otherwise you'll hit the ball way too softly, and that will count as a stroke. You don't want that. So it's literally ease back, feel the vibration, and then just very carefully. In fact, I'm going to revise what I said earlier. I would say bring the stick forward slowly. On a driving shot, it's literally back, 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 forward, like you're throwing a ball. With a putt, it's back, 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 forward. Okay, let's hit the drive on hole number 2 here. L1, release. Oh. Now the timing will change, and I hit that one a little late. You probably heard the controller vibrate.
Well, better luck next time.
Yeah.
And second shot here on the second hole.
Wasn't great. That's better. I think it was almost a hole in
Nice
one.
tempo on that chip, just nice and easy.
Yeah.
Well done. And here we go. Par putt coming up.
Usually less is more in golf. Okay, here's the putt again. I will try and talk you through it. So, back. And a gentle flick. The harder you flick the stick,
One under.
the harder you're going to hit the ball, and you don't want to do that when you're putting.
All right, let's see what
Gotta
we
make
can
the
do off the
when you're
tee here.
putting.
It's a long par
Yeah,
4.
it's not putting, it's putting. Or for our American friends, putting. And when you're putting, you've got to be very gentle. It's funny, I actually attempted to play real life golf in America one time, and it was a disaster. Golf in real life is not my sport. On the PlayStation, maybe. I'm getting better with practice.
Pretty safe.
That's what we call a nice safety shot. Nothing too extreme. Gets the ball where it needs to be.
At about 125 to the pin.
125. So again, you really got to time this. If it's a big drive, what you can do, if it's like a 600-yard hole, really let that pad vibrate. Don't hit it at the full course of the vibration.
That's gonna do just nicely.
Like, don't wait for the vibrating to stop, otherwise you will whack that ball and it will end up
15
in the
feet
next
to the
county or in a river. Oh no, this is a long putt. I hate these. I heard one YouTuber say what he does on the long putts is try and chip them in and use the L1 button when he's putting. Don't do that. Inevitably it will mess up your timing and you'll hit the ball too hard. So triple back. Now.
Ooh, just missed.
You can tell because the crowd get really
3
excited.
feet left.
And do you know what? That was not bad. Sometimes you just have to put twice. Like now.
And that will go. That one will stay at 1 under.
Yeah, staying on 1 under, that's okay. If you go over par,
Teeing up on the fourth
that's called a
hole
bogey,
now.
which is a disgusting name. And then it goes double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, and then usually you'll run out of time. If you go under par, the strokes are, in this order, par, birdie, eagle, double eagle, and of course the ace, the hole-in-one, sometimes also known as the albatross, because it's so rare. Of course, you can only get a double eagle on a par 5 or over, and to be honest, there aren't many courses that are over a par 5. Stand corrected, actually, you can get it on a par 4, I think. No, you can't. No, of course you can't. Right, here we go. Very important to use that L1 button. If you don't, what will happen is you'll just hit the ball
200 yards or so
with a decent stroke, but you won't aim it. Now, this game doesn't actually have an aim assist, it just has a shot shaper, and this is quite an easy course. On some of the harder courses, you're going to be hacking around a lot, no matter how good your timing is, and that is one. Yeah, there we go. That's WhatsApp going off there. Inevitably, you're a blind gamer, and you will need to adjust the ball.
Yeah, that's out of the top shelf.
Or change your club, and club changing is not too bad.
2 under with this putt.
You just
right.
use up and down on the D-pad, but you need to know what club you were on before if you want to be strategic about it. And aiming the ball is just don't do it. Just use L1. That's my advice. There are tutorials on how to do it, but it's a very visual process.
Oh,
I missed that putt because somebody
no.
WhatsApp.
Putt. Let's do it.
But it was long. Let's be fair. Oh. Yeah,
Right, nicely hold.
Got it.
Move to the next.
I thought I hit that a bit hard, but no.
Sitting at 1 under par. And let's see how we do here on the 5th.
That's another par. Hole number 5, we'll do up to hole 9, which is halfway. Standard professional golf course is 18 holes, but I think you'll get the idea after one half. The commentary, as I say, is not too good on a local match. On the career mode, it's fantastic. It really is.
I'm not positive. Could be rough. Could be fairway though.
Oh, yeah,
You
it's.
lost it in the canopy.
Oh, that ball's gone up into the trees.
Well, that's unlucky. You didn't deserve that.
Yeah, it was unlucky. Sometimes another thing to take into account: the wind
Okay, we are in the deep stuff currently.
on the course. If it's blowing a gale out there, your ball will go all over the place.
Setting up a 12-foot putt here.
12-foot putt. That was lucky. Missed by a whisker, and my WhatsApp's
The only
going
thing left to do is sink this putt.
pretty crazy here,
Par.
which is rotten. It's not. It's actually a very good thing, but
So far, so good.
not when I'm playing golf.
Putt of yours and drop on in there for the par.
And another par. Now, I have to tell you folks, this has only started happening with
Good luck.
practice.
Par 5.
And because
ahead of
I've
us here.
managed to get into a groove. This will not happen overnight. You will not be hitting rounds like this overnight. If you do, oh, please tell me. Blind gamers, this is. Sighted gamers, I'm sure you guys will. But blind gamers, please do tell me, because we can swap tips. And when I learn to play online, that could be fun. Right. Okay.
This one's going through some brush.
No. Into the brush at the side of the course, a lot of branches and muck.
Okay, let's get up and on our way from this bunker.
Let's get up and down here.
Caught up in some brush.
Oh. You could hear the brush swish by as I hit that ball.
And back into the fairway. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's decent.
Setting up for our third shot.
Third shot here on the par 5. And oh, that is nice.
Hopefully you get the right pace on this one. It is extremely long.
But this is the worst kind of putt. I hate these. These are really, really long. You basically haven't got a chance of making it. If you whack it, what will happen is the ball invariably will just go off the green and you'll have to chip it back on, which means you will go over par. I may do that though. I just want to
zooming by the hole.
yeah. Show you what happens when you overhit it.
Let's regroup. And this is your 5th shot.
Sometimes you can hit the flag as it is. We're going with a chip shot. And no, we're going to bogey
5
here.
feet to go.
But the putt's a lot closer in. Sometimes it's just easier. Because even when you putt it properly, it's not nice. So
Went right
ah,
all right, tap this one on in. We'll hit the
not
next.
nice.
And tapping that one in.
Yeah, it ended up as a
And
tap
sitting at
in.
1 over par at the moment.
1 over because of the double bogey.
The wind's picked up here, blowing right to left.
And the wind's picked up, which is not good. What I would suggest, as I say, with the long putt, try and putt properly if you can, rather than overhit it. Otherwise, you're going to face a situation like what I did there. Inevitably, you may just end up bogeying. You may even double bogey. It's a long putt is to be avoided, if at all possible. You want them in close and you want them in short. See if we can make up some ground on the next hole.
Approach is heading left.
I think I hit a little early.
Well, missed the green there on that one.
I think this is a little par 3. Missing the green.
Second
there.
shot here on the 7th.
Goes with the chip. That's the way.
Wouldn't that be nice to save par on this one?
Certainly would.
Oh!
It's not going to happen though. Just by a whisker.
5 feet left to go.
Yes!
And there's your bogey.
Just a single bogey there. Takes me to 2 over. Remember, it's the player with the
Alright,
lowest
they're sitting at 2
score
over.
or the lowest number of strokes.
Okay,
that wins
8th
in golf.
hole coming up.
8th hole, we've got 2 to go. Let's see if I can get us back to evens before we finish the demonstration here.
Hopefully this sticks to the fairway.
I hope so.
setting up here from the deep stuff.
Ugh, in the rough.
This one's looking good.
Yeah, the career mode commentary, again, I have to emphasise, is much better, although they can be really harsh. They said half.
Let's see.
They can be very, very harsh.
And this one's for Bird.
In particular, the analyst. But we've got a birdie putt here. Just waiting for him to set it up. If you find yourself sitting there for a while and there's no vibration, release the stick. What you can do is release the stick and drop it back to centre. So pull it back to centre, back to centre, back to centre. You won't commit to the swing until you pull the stick forward. So it's just getting that timing right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And on the 2, that's when you want to make the putt. Miss the birdie.
Just a little too much power.
Yeah, let's see.
Setting up here.
Trying to
for
talk
your
you through it.
fourth.
It messed up my timing. I'm going to try and chip it back.
Nice chip.
This is better.
There's a bogey putt. As that
And
one
there we
drops,
go.
that's, 2 bogeys back to back. So
Yeah, 2 bogeys in a row. That's not good.
And here we go on the 9th.
Try and put a bit more beef into this one. As I say, he doesn't tell you on the local match what the par is for each hole. They do in the career mode when you're actually on the tour. And if people want, I will do a demo of that
That'll do.
another time.
And
But
setting up around 215 yards out.
yeah, it's a decent shot. Trying to make up some ground there from 215 yards, the second on this final hole of the demonstration as the ball drops in. It's down the fairway. Because what you've got to remember is the ball just
This would take you down to 2 over.
does not sit in place when it hits the golf course. It will roll and bounce around a lot. But we're on the green. Decent putt.
No, it's going right back.
Oh, but it goes past the hole. Damn it. Excuse me.
This putt is measuring in at 11 feet.
You probably will stamp and swear a bit playing this, but, you know, it's part of the game. Yes! And there we go. That will end our demonstration. I will go and answer this
Okay, 3 over par.
prelude of messages. That's an excellent word, isn't it?
Back 9, teeing up on
Control, send, control, power. Turn.
So there we are. I'll turn off my PS5. So that is PGA Tour 2K23. Overall score, I would give it a 7 out of 10. The game itself is phenomenal, but the accessibility leaves a hell of a lot to be desired. This game is semi-accessible once you are in play, once you are playing the game of golf. It just takes a little bit of practice. I love the haptic feedback that they've included, and it seems a lot of the sighted gamers do as well. I'd like to thank Daryl Bowles for their help and their encouragement in making this demo. They were especially helpful when it came to the menus, as helpful as they possibly could be, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Daryl. And that brings this demo to an end, so stay on par, keep safe, and watch the birdie.